What's up, everybody? This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C, right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. You know how I do it. I like to bring in a lot of talented musicians across the Kentucky region, joining me as an individual that I've been very familiar with on the scene for quite some time. He's got a lot in store. He's got some music that he's been working on, some different music than what we're accustomed to. He goes by the name of Danny OTW. He's with me right now. What's good, man?
What's good, man? Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, man. So I've been familiar with you for quite some time. I know we've had mutual friends in the local hip hop scene. I know we may have ran into each other maybe once or twice in the past, but this is like the first time that we really get to chop it up. So
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I have this chance to chat with you and everything. So let's go ahead and begin. Um, what exactly got you into music? How did it start off for you?
Uh, for real, man, I think it was like feeling like I never really had a voice growing up. Like I didn't really share my issues or like problems with family or friends. And I had a rough childhood, so that kind of like made me a loner and molded me into that. And it wasn't until I was about like probably 15, I heard like Kid Cudi on the radio for the first time. And I never like heard an artist like share his emotions and stuff in such a raw format and like be so transparent with like just anyone listening, like really letting their guards down. And that led me to like know that like your music is more than what I always perceived it to be. Like it could be an outlet to vent and really express yourself in many other ways that you may have not been confident to do, like one on one in a conversation with somebody. So that's like really what like got me into music and like wanting to be heard. I knew if I could get as talented as he was and skilled as he was at like translating my narratives across into music form, someone would listen. They didn't have to like it. Not everyone would like it, but someone might rock with it. Someone might understand what I'm trying to get across and shit like that. So yeah, that's what really got me into music, man.
Yeah, Kid Cudi, I feel like he doesn't really get enough credit for what he's been able to do, for
Yeah, man.
what he's done over the course of his career. He had the
Yeah,
hit song Day and Night, but I feel like he's gone beyond that at this point.
right.
You know, that Day and Night song was like the like that instant hit that
Yeah,
got him that got things rolling for him.
he was the
And
first artist, not to cut you off, that I like
yeah,
really pioneered and dug into a discography. Like I never really did that with anybody before. And
yeah,
once I did and heard like his A Kid Named Cudi mixtape, I really felt like, man, I'm not alone. Like I might be an outcast, but there's others like me that go through the same emotions like me, not the exact same traumas and tragedies, but people that want to be heard and share their story and stuff like that. So it was real dope how like he was basically a big brother to me, like the big brother I never had, helped me get through like my mental issues and stuff like that.
yeah. And I think what I appreciate about hip hop in general is that there are artists like a Kid Cudi that's willing to their express that way, to show off their feelings, to because too many times we as listeners and fans be like, oh, these are millionaires, these are guys that ain't gotta worry about anything, like they
Yeah,
good. But then we find out that that ain't always the case. Like they got feelings, they go through trauma, they go through mental health issues themselves.
right.
Sometimes it's we take it for granted. Sometimes we just look at them as larger than life people, and then they just as human as you and I. Um, so props to Kid Cudi for for with everything that he's accomplished. He's never changed. He's stayed true to himself. He still comes across as that humble dude when he first hit the scene,
Right.
and hitting. And while he expressed his feelings, he was spitting too. He was just gave you the
Yeah.
melodies, and then he was spitting too. Like he is that dude. So
Yeah, I
give
really dissected his work, man. Like
yeah,
him and Kanye and that Kid See Ghost project, and then I
yeah,
dissected many other artists too. Like I got after I like dove into his work, that led me to like being comfortable with like diving into other underground artists. And then I found like Logic really early on. And you
yeah,
know, he was big on the rapidy rap. So
yeah. Oh
as
yeah,
I like as I like was on my training wheels of learning how to make music and stuff and what I thought was dope and creating my own mindset of like, yo, this is what successful is or what dope is in the music world as far as what my taste is.
yeah.
I really picked up on the trades of like just doing melodies, doing bars and double time raps and stuff like that, man. So
Oh yeah, for sure. So you mentioned Cudi, you mentioned Kanye, you mentioned Logic. Now, as far as who else out there would you consider as musical influences, whether it's your previous music or whether it's the new music that you've been
currently
working on recently?
currently my music influences would have to be like Dominic Fike.
Yeah.
He's a real dope pop indie rock artist. He's worked with one of the Beatles. What is the current living Beatles name? Paul, is it Paul?
Paul McCartney. Paul
Yeah,
McCartney.
Paul McCartney. He worked on his last album. And then another artist that's like really not known, but he's worked with a bunch of big artists. He's worked with ASAP, SZA, Lil Yachty recently, but his name is Gene Dawson, and he's like genreless. I can't you can't even place him in a genre,
Yeah,
but that man's so freaking sick. Uh, Another one would have to be Still Woozy. I don't know what his genre is. I guess pop. He's a white artist, but he's really fucking dope, man. Super sick.
yeah.
Think that's about it for right now. I keep a small rotation. I just posted like my top five artists from like my recap recently, probably like 2 days ago. All them guys is on it. Oh, one more, Kenny Mason from Atlanta. He
Gotcha.
blends the trap and the rock. So that's what started getting me that into this little rabbit hole of like just rock rap and stuff like that. I was like, yo, this stuff is so tough, and there's just a few guys making this stuff. So not to try to take their niche or their lane, but this is just what
Yeah.
resonated with me the most. So,
Yeah, for sure, man. So you kind of mentioned some of the current artists as far as the current music that you're working on. For people that's been following your music journey since the beginning, you're definitely going through a transition of sorts. You're going through a different feel of things these days. With that being said, what can your peers, what can your fans, what can your supporters expect from this new music that you've been working on?
this new music I'm working on really stems from my life experiences I've been going through. So I had like really rough patch in the last couple months that just created a lot of raw emotion that I turned into narrative and put into music form that I just it's been pouring out of me, man. I made about 9 songs in the last probably 2 months. And it just keeps coming. And I feel like it's the best music I've made thus far, just because I'm going off that first like hunch, that first emotion, like, yo, I gotta get this out or it's gonna be gone, it's gonna pass, and I won't feel the same when I hear this music again, you know what I mean? So yeah, basically I'm working on the EP titled Cupid's Heartbreak. And I done went through a fucking heartbreak recently, man. So that's really where it comes from.
Yeah,
They can
with respect, man. That's how it is as an artist, man. Like getting the feelings out. So, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. That's the thing of music. It's a form of
Yeah, I took a
expression.
lot of the building blocks from
Yeah,
took a lot of the building blocks that I got from Cuddy and just being honest and transparent and I really just been bleeding my heart out on all these tracks I've been writing. I'm just looking to curate a fan base that can relate to me and understand and really is open and honest about their own feelings and want to
yeah,
vibe out, man. Make a judge-free zone where everybody can just enjoy themselves.
absolutely, man. So this is something that you really have been putting a lot of work in, and I can tell how intrigued you are, how excited you are of wanting to put this music out. Um, and you're working on the EP. So I'm happy to hear, man, that you got some new music on the way. You even gave me a snippet of a song that you was working on. I did give it a listen. I definitely dug the track. I feel like I'm in a stage of my life that I'm listening to a variety of music. It's more than just the hip hop and R&B feel. Like I'm listening to rock, I'm listening to
Right.
pop, I'm listening to soul, I'm listening to some country, alternative. I'm listening to all sorts of music. Just it's just what I feel at the time. Um, like I like to be turned up just like everybody else, but
Right.
I feel like I'm in a stage of my life like I need some substance. I need some substance in the music. I need some thought provoking. I need some
Yeah.
that type of ordeal. So don't get me wrong, I like to party, I like to have fun,
Yeah.
I like to get lit, but I like to hear some message behind, some emotion. I want to hear some you know some
100%.
authentic transparency that you was alluding to. So I'm excited about this new music that you're working on. So with all that being said, Danny, what are your goals for the remainder of the year? What do you been working on? What do you want to accomplish in these last few months of the year?
The next few months, I'm trying to get ahead so I can try this it's called the waterfall release strategy. So essentially for your album, you slowly release single after single after single, and eventually that accumulates to be a whole EP, but the music's already released, so your streams can go up. So basically the fans will have songs monthly at a monthly release schedule as
Mm-hmm.
soon as I have enough songs, so I'm ahead of the game, so I can just work on promoting that song throughout the whole month and just get more listeners as much as possible. So my real goal is to start building and curating a fan base, building the brand,
Yeah,
and making people aware of my music.
I like that approach. A lot of I noticed that in all the years that I've been supporting like local music and independent music, people are a lot more comfortable putting out singles
Hmm.
um, before they either go the EP route or the full length album. Just maybe once a month or once every few months. It just depends on their availability, obviously. Um,
Yeah,
but and look, music don't come cheap. It's a
it
lot of
sure doesn't.
money. The studio time, the producer, the engineer, um, that's just a tip of the iceberg as far
Right.
as
You have the instrumental leasing and stuff
yeah,
like that. It can get very hectic with the budget.
yeah.
For the most part, I've been trying to work with just a single producer. So my whole EP is really produced so far by one guy, and he lives out in Russia. He's only like 22, and he's just insanely
Wow.
talented, man. Really talented. His music speaks to me the most right now. It's weird how like whenever I make music, I do like get behind one guy for a while and then I just keep working with them. But for so far, I haven't really my ears haven't gravitated to any other direction. But what this guy's making, and we're locked in like this, communication's been great. He's on a 7 hour difference, different time zone and all, but we're still like this. I wake up at fucking probably 4 in the morning for work right now, and I know he's already up, already messaged me. He's working every day. He just motivates me more. So we just pushing each other to go harder, go harder. Yeah.
So, with that being said, let me ask you, how did the communication with you and this Russian producer came about? How did y'all linked up?
I first checked out to see if he had an Instagram, and he did. And I shared like some few like video drafts of some songs that I was working on for his music, and he has pretty good English. He can't read it, but he speaks it like very clear in almost like a Drago Rocky format. But yeah, he's very cool, man. He's working on trying to get a visa and get over to America. He explained that they have a country named Georgia out in Russia that's like the halfway point. So not like Georgia, Atlanta here, but like
Yeah, yeah,
Georgia there. And I'm really hoping for him, hoping he can do it, man. Rooting for him. You know they have a war going on, so he's a little worried about getting drafted and stuff. But
yeah.
I think he'll squeeze out of there.
Yes, that's understandable. With countries approach things differently. So obviously he wants to make that jump. He wants to make his way to America at some point, but obviously things are delayed for
Hmm.
obvious reasons. But at least you got communication with him going. You definitely yeah, definitely have on the same page as far as the music that you want to put out. So at least y'all got the communication thing going, and hopefully y'all get a chance to do more once he does eventually make his way here to America.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
so as far as the local artists that you've gotten to know, that you've networked with in the past, um, obviously, man, you definitely want to put yourself out there with this new sound that you're working on. Now,
Yes.
are there any local artists out here that you want to collaborate in the future? Anyone in particular?
Yeah, man. I have two close local artists that are like good friends of mine. One would have to be Louis Pello. He's a very talented guy. He's
Yeah,
recently picked up playing an instrument himself. He's been learning guitar. He's been sending me some things. Man, so far, man. I'm really excited to see what he's gonna drop in the future. He's explained that he wants to produce for other artists as well. But I've been waiting on a beat, man. I've been waiting on a beat from him for a while.
yeah.
And then another artist that I'm waiting on the verse. I've already sent him the track. It's Joey Phantom. He's very talented as well. Super dope. Really good rapper. Um and I'm trying to get something with Fat Shane. He's a really great singer and rapper. I think that's about it so far right now. I haven't really did too much networking on the local tip. I've been really focused on me, but those three guys I have spoken with recently and tried to get something together.
That's good, man. I'm definitely familiar with Louis. I'm definitely familiar with Joey. I saw him perform probably about a year ago. He has an incredible band. Joey Phantom is his name. Out here in Louisville.
Hmm.
So he raps, he does rock music, he does all sorts of stuff. And I've always felt. Now I live in Lexington. I live in Lexington for most of my life, and I've been in tap with the music scene for almost a decade now.
Yeesh.
And then just going to shows and things like that. And as far as Louisville, I've always felt they had an incredible music scene. And that's long before a Jack Harlow or ESTG blew up. Louisville has always had an incredible scene. So I'm happy to see that at least those two and more other artists are getting some recognition out here. So Kentucky, we're more than just country. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, man, we a
Uh,
melting pot,
the melting
big
pot as
melting pot.
well. So shout out to the Bluegrass State, man. Shout out to Kentucky. Shout out to Danny OTW. He got music on the way. Be on the lookout for him. Where can people and for my last question, where can people find you in social media?
You can find me on YouTube. I recently made a YouTube page. It's Danny OTW, and I have three uploads so far: one music video and two behind the scenes for two songs that's going to be on the EP. And at the end of that video, you get a snippet of those songs. And then also I am on TikTok. I recently made a new TikTok, trying to build a little following there before it gets banned next January, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
but you can find me there at Danny.otw. And then I also have a new Instagram page. It's TOTW Dan. I try to drop reels and TikToks almost daily, all music, no trendy dances or nothing goofy like that, just strictly music, just giving y'all raw new drafts and ideas every single day.
All right. That is Danny OTW. Check him out on the sites. Be on the lookout for his new music. And stay tuned, man. He's got music on the way. He's got a lot on the way. EP coming soon. Gonna put out the singles first. So tap in with him and check him out. Very promising future for Danny OTW. It was great to chat with you for this interview, and I look forward to cross paths with you in the foreseeable future, and look forward to
Definitely.
seeing what you have next on the horizon. Thank you for your time, Danny. I appreciate it, man.
Again, thank you for having me.
All right, that's going to conclude the interview. Y'all check out Danny OTW. New music on the way. Y'all gonna walk with his journey and check him out, man. He's coming. I'm Kenny Cummins. That's going to conclude the interview right here on Chilling with Kenny C. Enjoy the remaining weeks of summer. Enjoy that sun. What's left of it. Hoodie
Yeah.
season is on the way. So
All right.
we out. Peace.
Peace out.
All right.